Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to my workshop. If you were watching last week, you would have seen me leave this project railroad in this state that you see now. Today's first order of business is to glue down the track plan. I have this full-size print. I don't think I'm going to use all of it, but there are a few critical areas that I need this to help me guide where the curves are going to go. So I'm just going to get this all spread out and get organised, and I'll check in with you again later. Well, I have all the track plan sections tacked down to the benchwork. The one that ran along this wall is short. It's missing about 5 feet at each end. I don't really care about that corner. It's the complicated curves at this end that I needed the track plan for. And unfortunately I don't have the remainder of this curve, so I'm going to have to improvise. The yard areas, mainly here and over here, I'm going to assemble the turnouts full size and then use that as a pattern. I think I already mentioned that. It's just the many long curves that I want to lay out using the track plan. I'm having to work with the fan off because it was blowing the paper. But I think I'm going to start at this end and just work my way down. Well, that should be enough to be going on with. I think I have a lot more there than I need, but it's best to have too much than not enough. I can always return the excess. Well, I have a big bundle of starter sections for the grades. If you recall, I've got different thicknesses of foam, so I need a lot of grades from 0 to ½ inch, and this is what they sent me. I'll find a way of using it, but it's going to be a lot more work than it should have been. Okay, here's 2 sections that go together, so there's one piece. I'm not sure if that is up to ½ inch. It might not be high enough. I might need to add a bit. There's another starter. That's rather steep. That's not what I asked for sections around 0.5%, and I think they give me much steeper grades. But those I think I can use in that corner. That's another very steep one. Well, unlike the last layout I did, I'm not going to be gluing this track plan down. Instead, I'm just using it as a guide. So what I've done here is just cut between the 2 tracks, folded this piece over, and then with a Sharpie I've just traced the edge. So that gives me a guideline, and then I put the 2 sections of roadbed, one each side of it. And then where I'm missing the print, I've just had to fill in with one of my radius bars. And I haven't drawn the curve all the way to the end. I need to go get one of the number 8 turnouts, because that goes in this area here, and I know there's no transitions allowed for in the plan, so I'm going to cheat it just to improve the alignment. And then to curve these pieces of roadbed, I'll just take my knife and cut about 3/4 of the way through from the outside every inch or so, and then I'll be able to bend them. And then I'll just glue them down with the carpenter's glue and pin them until the glue sets, and then I can come back with the belt sander and sand them smooth. Well, I've got all the risers in. It didn't take very long. Although I asked for some starters up to 1 inch high, they didn't give me anything, so these I had to cut freehand on my table saw out of a spare piece. I think it's still a lot closer to a true grade than the garbage they gave me. A lot less sanding necessary with the belt sander. And here's the logging line. I cheated it to the outside just a little bit because, as I suspected, the grade isn't long enough to reach full height. I know the designer doesn't bother to leave room for vertical curves at the end of his grades. It's still going to be a little bit lower, so I might have to run that top section through the table saw before I install it. Anyway, if we go back to the task in hand, you'll see that I've cut along the inside of the curve and then drawn a line with a Sharpie. The Sharpie easily follows the knife cut in the top of the foam and makes it a lot more visible. And at this point I can just tear the paper off and get rid of it. I've just folded it back for the time being, just in case I need to spread it out again for any reason. I'm thinking, rather than discard it, I might cut out the sections with the structures and glue those down. But once that glue is set, I can lightly belt sand the top and get it smooth, and then I can put roadbed on it. All the level stuff, the roadbed can go on right now. So I have a lot. Well, here's what the layout looks like Saturday afternoon. Progress has been a little bit slow the last couple of days. I spent most of yesterday in the ER with my wife, and then all this morning taking my stepson to get his ingrown toenail excised. And of course tomorrow is Sunday, so I won't be getting anything done tomorrow. Anyway, Ellie has made a miraculous recovery and she's looking forward to our regular date night tonight. So I've only got a few hours today, so hopefully I can make the most of them. I did manage to get all the risers in yesterday. This was the last one I put in. And as I suspected, I didn't have enough length to get all the way up to the height I was supposed to. I ended up with this much riser left over. And that is after I cheated them outwards a little bit. If you see there's a black line there, I moved it out about an inch further than the plan called for, just to give me a little bit more length. It added 3 inches to the overall length. I've got some of the regular roadbed in. This one I still got to pull the nails out because I use those to hold the ends. I think the next thing I'm going to do is get the belt sander and lightly sand all the grades, and then I can just get on full speed ahead with the roadbed. Also, I did get the grade up from the staging yard most of the way to the junction. That was fairly straightforward. But before too much longer, I want to work on this end here and get all these complex curves in. And I think once I've done that, I'll be in good shape. Well, here I am back out in the workshop on Monday morning. On Saturday I got a good portion of the roadbed done. If you recall, I wanted to start by getting all these complex curves in this end sorted out. And I did that and got well down to the other end of the layout on 2 of the 3 legs. So I'm very happy with Saturday's progress. Today I'm hoping to get all the roadbed finished. Anyway, today I think I'm going to start with the yard. This is definitely an area of high track density where it's beneficial to glue the whole thing down. But as I may have mentioned earlier, the first part of it is missing. So I'll have to figure out exactly where the double slip goes and get it lined up correctly. Then get this glued down, and then I'll have plenty of roadbed to put down. So let me get on with that and I'll be right back. Well, it's progressing quite quickly. It's around lunchtime and everything except the peninsula is now done. So I'm just going to clear off this mess and continue. Well, all the roadbed is now laid. This particular task doesn't take very long, goes quickly. Tomorrow I will start on track laying, but that will be a topic for another video. So well, with all the risers and roadbed complete, that concludes this week's video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again back here next week when I will start on the track laying. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.